James is my character. He's upper middle class young man who inherited and is now earning some money as an art dealer. He's a nice guy, there's nothing complicated. He might have had a bit of a dodgy time at public school like most people do, but you know, at the same time he's very privileged. He's in love with Jax, Brittany's character, who wouldn't be? But she's sort of taking him for a bit of a ride, and he's making the best that he can to try and win her heart. But he's just not got what it takes, really. And the posh cars and the nice apartment, etc., they aren't enough to impress her.
So then we have James, who is Jax's on and off boyfriend, and you get the, you know, James is meant to be, you know, like Tallulah. We find out, in fact, that Tallulah and James both grew up with their family being quite friendly. So James is, again, quite posh, but you get the sense that Jax has been seeing him and trying to break up with him, but you know, he's perhaps more in love with her than she is with him.
Hi, sorry, Jax is in the bath. She says she'll be out in 5.
Who are you?
Paulo Sarmiento. I work with Jax.
You know, I didn't want to have, in this movie, a traditional villain. He's kind of great. He's just maybe not great for her. But she's troubled by the fact that he does seem great. He's loving to her, he's nice to her, he's sweet, he's kind, he's decent, but perhaps they're just not really meant to be together.
So just unpack your things, please. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Alec is so passionate about everything that he does, everything. It's as if there were his own blood, sweat, and tears, which I bet you there are, in the writing, in every cinematic angle, in every word that comes out of his actors' mouths.
Alec is, you know, as well as being one of my best friends, he's also one of my favourite, if not my favourite writer. He's fantastically, he's the wittiest guy in the world, Alec. He's the one writer I always really look forward to if he's sending some new pages over. You're like, ooh, you know, because you know there's going to be some great jokes in there and they're going to make you smile.
He's captured essences of cultural conflict really well, and just funny moments that are either kind of camp or quite witty or quite sort of outrageous or quite calamitous, you know, and he's got a good eye for that within the... He knows the City of London more so than an American director who would have just worked here in the past. He knows where the hot spots are and where the sights and sounds are, what people do with them, what they expect out of life. And
seeing things through Alec's eyes and learning from him has been one of the greatest journeys of my life, I think. And some are more impactful than others and life-altering. This has definitely been the one in my 20s. It's kind of the summer where I turned from a girl to a woman, if that makes any sense.
I always like the fact when the writer's there, and you know, if it's a writer-director, I think for an actor it's fantastic. It's an advantage because he's so clear with what the story is and who these people are that there's a good interaction going on, you know. So you get to find a lot of things, and you know, he's very meticulous with what he wants, and you know, I like that because you get directed, new things come along, and he's also very open to what you bring, and so it's been a good process, yeah.
Alec has a great, he's got a very assured vision, which is a great comfort when you're in something, you know what I mean? Because Alec is absolutely certain how he knows this is going to pan out, which is great.
And he's a brilliant writer. I joke around and tell him he's Truman Capote, but he's not. He's Alec Keshishian, and I can't wait till more people get to know about him and know about his work and see his work and experience it. I had a huge fight with Sasha, and then Paolo took over the shoot.
Go to your first position. Let me see what that's like, yeah.
I had a huge fight with Sasha, and Paolo took over the shoot, and he was absolutely brilliant. I'll probably get fired, but it was worth it just to see Paolo in action.
Oh my God.
A dear friend of mine was really generous as far as finding a flat for myself, an apartment. It felt like you get up from your flat and you go to work in the morning, and that's how I felt every day. It was so wonderful. And it was also the kindest crew and so real, and everyone was so earthy, down to, I mean, every single person, every cast member, every bit of the crew, kindest crew I ever worked with. So there was definitely, there was no sense of me feeling like a foreigner.
I've really enjoyed the process, actually. It's been hard, you want it to be hard, it's been fun, you know, it's been everything, you know. Days have been very different, and it's been a really, really rewarding experience, and the fact that we all believe and know that it's going to be a fantastic film kind of is the motivations, you know, it's even higher, and we felt that in the group, you know. There's a real belief behind it all that this is really going to work, and that drives you, you know.
Yeah, no, it's been great fun, and it's unlike any other project I've worked on, you know, because, as I said, a lot of the people in it have certainly take characteristics from people who are mutual friends of mine and Alex. So that's sort of great fun, and yeah, it's nice working with mates as well. So Alec and I have got a very much a sort of shared language and shorthand and private jokes.
There's definitely a feel of, you know, 60s kind of going on, and I think the fact that this film showcases London is phenomenal, because London is such an amazing city and everyone loves it, and there's not enough of that going on, I think, in the movies. You know, New York has always been a showcase in movies, and even though London is a great city, of course there are movies that have done that, but you know, not that many. I think that's a great plus for this film.
I've never been a part of a film before where one could actually look back and see it and know that there's a character for every single person in the audience that goes to see it. And it also comments on the audience and comments. I've never been in a film that talks about making a film inside of a film, and this film does that. There's a social commentary. There's also a great commentary on the entertainment industry, as well as love and life. And I've seen films like this and they're generally the films that I watch over and over and over again.
I mean, you know, it's a fun story, and the thing is, it's like nowadays young people, everyone's confused. I think people identify with, you know, disappointed with love and, you know, relationships.
As it read to me, in what I said, is that it's a slightly different take on a romantic comedy, slightly edgier, with slightly, you know, darker places at moments. So I hope that comes across.
Yeah, well, I'd imagine it will go on general release sometime next year, and I hope it just goes down well by capturing some sort of crossover between American and England comedies. You know, it's also got a different outtake, slightly more outlook, different take on movies.
I do think that you know, there is a kind of perspective, and obviously my perspective is going to be different as an outsider. But you know, I would not have tried to make this movie if I hadn't lived here. Well, first of all, I don't think the story would have come to me if I hadn't lived here and experienced these people and this kind of world.
And I hope it touches people. I hope I hope we properly told a story. I felt as if we were. And I felt a certain magic that doesn't always occur in this filming experience. And I hope that the people watching it can feel this magic as well.